Hi, Matt Crow from Forever Young Studios. Welcome to Mobility Series. Today is the couch stretches. Now I don't have a couch, but I do have a bench at my gym. But imagine you're on your couch at home and you do these exercises. A series of great stretching exercises that you can really sink into, stay into, which is very important, and really get a deep, long stretch using gravity and just doing it on your couch at home. Follow along and remember, as always, subscribe to make sure you don't miss the rest of my series. We start off with the most important stretch I believe that everyone needs to do, the hip flexor and the quad stretch, particularly the hip flexor. So lying on your couch, obviously I'm on my bench here, but imagine you are on your couch. What you want to do is try and bend your knee and bend your foot underneath you so that your laces are pointing towards the ground. You'll see there that I'm adjusting myself. I'm right on the edge of the couch. My laces are facing towards the ground. I'm dropping my knee as low as I can. Most importantly, I'm trying to flatten my back into the bench so there's no space in there. And then I'm going to grab my knee on the other side and lift it up and try and tilt it in. Try and tilt it in as much as you can, and then it's just about breathing and sinking. You'll see that I continually adjust my leg to try and bring it further under me as my muscles relax and as I breathe through. I'm going to keep on just bringing that foot a little bit further under, bringing that knee down so I really get a good solid hip flexor stretch. Remember, breathe through and don't force this one. You're looking for about 45 seconds minimum. Up to a minute. You can by all means do more. I do not mind if you do 2 or 3 minutes on this one because the hip flexor takes a long time to passively release. As you can see there, the key is get those laces pointing down so that my toe is on the ground and it's creating that tension where my knee's trying to drop as low as I possibly can and tilting my hips back to flatten out my back. It really accentuates the hip flexor stretch. It's one where you can sit in there and hold and breathe through and just get comfortable. It doesn't matter how far under that foot is, whatever works for you, but try and get your hip flexor as opposed to your quads. Breathe, relax, go to a happy place and just hold that stretch. Now it's time for the glute stretch. This is a very important stretch, and once again, another key muscle group where most people are tight. What we're going to do here is kneel in front of the couch and try and put your foot directly in front of you, right on your midline, and roll your knee out so that your side of your foot is lying on the couch. And the goal here is to try and put your knee as flat as you can down towards the couch. And then you want to try and get your chest towards your foot. Make sure your foot's far enough away from you that you can aim your chest directly at your foot. And this one is one that once again will take a while to release. So start slowly, breathe. Remembering as you breathe out, you try and go a little bit further down. As you can see here, I'm onto my elbows. You may only be able to get onto your hands. And really trying to get that chest onto the inside of your foot. Now, the couch height will make a difference here. It may be too high for you, so you'll have to improvise, a couple of cushions maybe. But sit up nice and upright, lean over, and try and put your chest down on the inside of your foot whilst you're also trying to push your knee to the ground. This one for me is my most inflexible. You can see I can't get that knee too close down to the couch. That is my goal. It takes time and effort. 45 seconds minimum. Once again, a minute or more is okay. This is simply about breathing, relaxing, and trying to sink down into each stretch. The couch is great because it allows you to find a nice, comfortable position where gravity is helping you do the stretch. Breathe, relax. Now for the hamstring stretch. Sitting on your couch right on the outside of it so that you can have one foot flat on the ground, the other foot is straight along the couch with your toe pointed. Very important that your toe is pointed away from you. Your leg is straight. You're going to sit up tall, lean over so you're hinging from the waist and trying to get your chest down towards your knee. I'm relatively flexible here, so you can see I can get quite a ways down. You can use the couch or the side of the couch to help pull yourself down and allow yourself to stay in the stretch. As you can see there, I was getting a little bit jammed up by having my foot up, and it was stopping me stretching, so I put that knee down on the floor, which means gives me more clearance that I can get my chest down further towards my knee. Once again, keep the legs straight, breathe out, relax, and try and go a little further as you breathe out. And most importantly, keep that toe pointed out. Do not flex it up towards you. It is a common mistake people make because it activates your sciatic nerve, and people think they're stretching their hamstrings when really they're just activating their sciatic nerve and not getting anywhere near their hamstrings. So, toe relaxed, legs straight, hinge from the waist, breathe and try and get your chest down towards your thigh. Leg up to start with. That will probably be adequate for most people. I get a little bit jammed, as I said before, so I get more clearance by putting it down on the floor, and then I can get really deep into my hamstring. Use the couch, use your hands to hold you down into that stretch. Breathe, relax. 45 seconds minimum once again. And just breathe through until you really feel those muscles release. Right? It has to be passive. You cannot force stretches. Next up, we have a stretch that is almost never done by most people. It's the long adductor inside groin stretch. What I'm doing here is kneeling a little bit away from the couch. I'm putting one leg up. It must be absolutely straight. And the key to this stretch is that my foot is flat on the couch. I'm not rolling over onto my ankle. My foot is flat. My leg is straight. And then I'm going to sit backwards and down. You can work this on your own angles. Everyone is a little bit different. And you're trying to get that inside leg, that what's called an adductor stretch, to really try and release. Like I said, very seldom stretch. It'll feel usually a little intense for most people. You're holding onto the couch, you're breathing through and sitting back and down just to try and get a nice release on that long adductor. 45 seconds minimum once again. Making sure you're into a comfortable position, making sure you're using gravity. That's why I like to put the foot up on the couch. Don't let your mum see you when you're doing this one. Heel and sole of the foot as flat onto the couch as possible. Sit back, sit down, relax. You'll feel this one because it just never gets stretched. You see there, I like to always try and put my hand on my foot to try and keep it down because it wants to pull up. You can move it a little bit closer, a little bit further back. You can drop it down. You do the stretch that works for you, but you will feel the inside of the leg there. Just an important one to round out that total stretch for the leg, hip area. Breathe through. To round out our stretch series, I'd love to do the couch prayer stretch. Very simple. Kneel quite a ways away from the couch. Put your palms flat down, a little bit wider than shoulder width. You want to flatten your back. Keep your hips very high so that your thighs are about 90 degrees. And you're trying to drop your chest to the floor. Now with this one, you can move it around a little bit. You can keep your arms dead straight and take them in narrow. You can bend them a little bit and take them out wide. As long as you keep breathing through and dropping down, once again, elongating through that back, keeping it flat, but keeping the hips high. You don't want to sit down onto your heels, right? Because we want to create that leverage so that we can push our chest down and just mix it up a little bit. Find the areas that work for you. You'll find by narrowing your hands and taking your hands wide and bending your arms a touch and then straighten them, you'll change the stretch, whether it's more on the chest or more on the shoulder blade or more down the lats. But it's a really good one to breathe through and finish off your stretch sequence. Enjoy. To see more from the mobility series, make sure you subscribe below. And to get more information on everything health, fitness, wellness, and longevity, make sure you follow me on my Instagram at Forever Young Studios Manly. All you need to know to live an optimal life. Thank you.